Hey, horsey and gun people. So I asked how much my truck bed would hold in wood, and they had the wood set out in quarter cords, little buckets. So they measured out, and this is exactly 2/4. It was up to here. I unloaded maybe like 15, and I forgot to take a video. So this truck, if you leave it down, this is what a half of cord of wood looks like. It's 2/4 cords, and I paid $160 for a half cord. So for those that want to know what the thing is, the truck did okay. I really felt the weight on the rear a lot more than pulling a trailer. And the trailer, of course, sits on the tongue, and it mainly balances a lot of the weight back there. But this put all my weight in the rear, so I really felt the front end get a little bit wobbly at high speeds. So I don't know how much this wood weighs. I don't know what a half a cord weighs. It's oak wood. I know it was hot as shit. It was 100 degrees when I was loading it. And now it's 100 degrees, and I don't want to unload it. But I was just going to take a couple logs off here, a couple logs off here, keep coming back and forth and doing it. So anyway, I just wanted to show what they're selling in Texas for a half a cord of wood. This is a half a cord. And I used to buy a truckload for $100. Guy would say, as much as you can put in your truck for $100. And so this was $160. So obviously the $100 was better, but that was 2 or 3 years ago. So, you know, it is what it is. I mean, I got like 25 miles per gallon coming back. This place is about 25 miles away. So I cleared my little thing, and it gave me 25 miles gallon. Normally I get about 19 to 20 because I drive fast. I stayed at like 70 the whole way, even with all this weight. And I was getting 24 to the gallon consistently all the way back. That's what my average was. I was getting 26 when I was going in slow in the city. But as soon as I got on the highway, it dropped to about 24 or 5 maybe. And a lot of people say those computer things are BS anyway. I'm just telling you what it says. But anyway, so that is... and the reason I slowed down so much is because I understand, I don't need the government to say when you're pulling firewood you need to slow down and pass laws and do stupid shit like that. When you have a lot of weight in the back, the thing called the contact patch, the amount of tire that touches the surface gets bigger because all this weight is on here, so it's pushing down on the tire more. And when you're chasing people in police cars and stuff, and I used to teach vehicle driving in the police academy, so you have to understand the dynamics of weight shift and weight distribution and potential energy and stored energy. So right now, I figured this is a good way to explain this. All this weight is back here, and it's compressing my springs in the back, and that's called stored energy or potential energy, because that can get released. That happens even if I had no weight and I was making a turn. If I'm turning to the left, has all the weight shifts, it makes my contact patches bigger on one side and smaller on the other. Right now, my contact patches on here, the part that touches the ground, is bigger on the back than on the front because my weight has shifted, and as it lifted the front, my contact back got smaller. So when you have less air in your tires and you go fast and your tire, the centrifugal force pulls your tire out, you have a smaller contact patch. So understanding all this potential energy, stored energy, and all that when you're driving fast is important because all that changes when you brake. When I brake, my weight shifts, my contact patch gets big on the front, smaller in the back. When I take off, weight shifts to the rear, my contact patches get bigger in the rear than in the front. When I'm turning a corner, my contact patches get bigger on one side and less on the other, which means I'm more likely to fishtail and roll out. So all these things matter. Then, of course, if the road's wet, if you have bald tires, all those things come into factor when you're driving a car on how it operates. Quick turns where you get oversteer or understeer. Understeer, I turn my wheels and I keep going straight. That's called understeer. I turn my wheels, I'm in the snow, and I keep going straight. I can't turn. I lost my steering. That's understeer. Oversteer is where I steer too much and I throw my rear end out. So understanding how weight changes, and I could tell when I was driving, I was getting a little wobbly in the rear. When I would change lanes, it would have a little lag, and then it would shift and adjust because I had all this weight. It doesn't do that with a trailer, but it did it with all this weight compressed just on my back two tires. So figured I'd get a little vehicle knowledge in there. Stored energy, potential energies, all that about shocks and braking and weight shifts, all that creates different things. So when you're making a turn and you're turning like this, your springs on this side are compressed and your springs on the other side are stretched out. Both those are stored in potential energy. So when you straighten up, you're going to get some over. These want to compress up and throw your car that way. These want to compress on the right side down and pull your car down. So when you get both those pulling forces, you get this fishtail wobbly, and that's how you lose control. Same way in the front and rear. But anyway, I got to get to 100 degrees. I got to start unloading some of this freaking wood. All right, well, in that there, y'all have a good one. Okay, she's unloaded. Hi, buddy. I didn't see you over there. It's like, dude, you talking to me? So, I know when I built this little thing, I did a video on how I built this, you know, a couple 4x4s and some cement blocks. Well, when I first built it, I put one cement block in between it, and I noticed it was sagging a little bit with just one in between it. So I went ahead and I moved out and put two in between it. And I did a video to update it, but I don't know if I ever posted it. Hi, buddy. What are you doing? What are you doing? So, if anybody's building those center block things, the one cement post in the middle just wasn't enough for this much weight. And, man, that looks like... I didn't think I had a half cord left. So that looks like a pretty good half cord for 160 bucks. So that's the wood. And on that there, buddy, shoot, maybe I'll get a hose and hose him down, see if he wants a bath. It's hot out here. So I want to add this in somewhere because I changed the, when you guys saw me build this, I only put one block in between these 4x4s, 4x8s, 4x4x8. So I think they're 8 feet long. And I only had one in the middle, and I changed them to 2. So each 8 foot has 4 center blocks to it. And another thing I changed is if you notice the end one over there, the holes are facing upward in order to allow the sticks to go down in it. So so that block is facing up, so these end logs can fit down in there and hold the stack. But I had the other ones facing up, and what I realized is when they're facing up, it makes a cubby hole for things to climb in, and critters or mice, etc. So I turned them sideways. That way it's air blowing through. There's no place to hide. If I'm chasing some critter or something out here, there's no place for them to kind of climb, and I can't hide. So those are the modifications I made, and I'll link this to the original video where I just kind of went to store, bought the stuff, and built this up real quick one day because I was tired of having my stuff over here. Rat's nest for the mice to chew on my truck. So that's the modifications I did. 4 blocks per 8 foot thing, and you can tell because the ground isn't level, it looks like all the weight is sitting on the center blocks because the end block is a little off. It's a log there, and it's solid in the 2 center, and it's a little off on the end. And I just assume after a while of weight sitting on it, that'll work itself out. But anyway, I'll add that in somewhere. Okay, so let's see what is the big slowdown here. I'm thinking car fire because I see smoke, but I can't really tell. Let me pull over here and see if I can see. Oh, maybe a tire fire? I still can't tell. But at least we can get past it and it won't go too slow. I'll get you guys some video footage here of smoke. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Maybe he just forgot to put oil in his car. No, shit, that looks like the, yeah, he disconnected. Oh, come on, drive by it. Quit being a damn pansy. It's just a little heat. People driving crazy. All right, big fire. Big traffic jam. Oh my God, where's the police? Where's the government? Save today. Oh my God, where's the big red truck?